Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, team. Hopefully, everyone is back for another exciting show of live college and pro rundowns. That was like the worst intro ever. But good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's ready for some winners here today. How are you, Ramon?
Well, great. Yeah, we've got NBA and college ball. We've got hockey. We've got the World Baseball Classic Championship game tonight between the
Oh,
United States and Japan. That should be exciting. We'll see who comes out on top and wins here in spring training. I don't know. It's a big deal. I know tonight one thing. The crowd will be where we've seen a lot of the Latin influences in a lot of these games with fans from the Dominican Republic, from Puerto Rico, from Venezuela. It's going to be mostly a predominantly U.S. crowd tonight when they take on Japan in the championship game. Japan's the home team, but only on the scoreboard.
right.
So hello to everyone and welcome to the morning steam with the Midwest Premier Sports Handicapper, Mindy Hahne. I'm Ramon Scott. Bad news. This could be the last time we ever meet here on a Tuesday. We might
Right.
have, this might be our day off. We'll see what happens, but sounds like that's what we're leaning to. We've uh, come to a conclusion of a finality maybe on that, and we'll see. But just looking for the right day off for everyone, and don't want to miss any of the action. Hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome. Going to get the show going. I don't know how popular we'll be today, Mindy, but it is a huge hockey card, and that's our
Yeah.
best sport here on the show. I love the hockey card. I like it so much I got chills.
Is that why you're wearing a hoodie today, Ramon?
No, I really got chill. I like this card. I like this card. Hello, everybody. Say hi to everyone kind of filing into the chat here. Who was first today? Oh, it was Ron, but Ron's already left.
Yeah, he said he had to go. Sorry, Ron.
Okay. Maybe there's Walk This Way. Here's Ferner. Ziggy's here today. Brent's doing a great job with his numbers in the chat. Damon's here already ready to talk about some action on the NBA card. Saw some comments in the chat. We don't like the NBA. I don't know. I kind of like the NBA card. We'll see what Mindy likes today.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ron left.
like maybe a little bit of mix. Some winners, some maybe not so good, but hey, we're ready to turn it around tonight. That's a good thing about sports betting. Every day is a new day to start a new streak, and unless you're Ramon Scott and you've been on a hot streak for a while now.
We'll take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see what happened yesterday in just a moment. Butterscotch is here, ready for 13 games
Right.
in the NHL. Thurman's here. Ron says, I'm still here for a few minutes, but he just wanted to say, in case he has to leave. And Parlay J, he's got the money men and the moneyettes. I don't know. In today's PC world, maybe we're all supposed to be money peoples. I don't know. Money people. All right, Darren's already on the Thunder. Okay, no problem, Ferner. We got you covered here. Hopefully, we have some great comments from the chat. Kong's here. He says he's been out, but okay.
Oh man, that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that. The worst.
Much love to you and your family in this time.
Yeah, I still miss my grandparents. I tell ya. Well, my grandma pretty much not raised us, right? But she was the one that was like our nanny. So she was kind of not in good health, for a long time. But we always went over there before school, walked to school from her house, came back for lunch, went back to school. So yeah, I mean, we spent lots of times with the grandparents. So sorry to hear that.
It's great to share a story with Kong of our grandparents as well and let them know how special we are. And maybe Kong can share, if he'd like, just a little more. Maybe we'd love to know what his grandmother meant. I know that, to be quite frank, my grandma, one of our favorite pastimes was playing cards, playing
Right.
gambling.
Oh, the actual gambling cards, not like rummy, huh? You guys were playing poker and stuff?
No, we'd play mostly rummy games, euchre, certainly 31.
Yeah,
Midwest poker games.
right.
A quarter a game, dime a bump type of thing, and like we have the change on the table. And when I got to participate in the games, I thought that was big time because I was playing as a young kid, knowing not knowing that really they just didn't have a fourth person, didn't make
Yeah.
put the 10-year-old, put the 8-year-old up here.
Did you play pitch since you're from the Midwest as well?
No,
No? That was one. So grandma was always my, pitch partner, since my grandpa had, passed away, pretty much before we were born. But yeah, like, that's what we always did too. Of course, it's a lot different than the social media age now. We didn't have a whole lot to do other than to do, a lot of board games and cards and things like that. But I do have some fond memories. And I think your grandma also enjoyed sports, if I'm not mistaken. You guys went to games and stuff too, right?
oh, no doubt about it. And my grandmother was this is a baseball player. I could remember going to her house and picking up the heaviest bat. I said no one would ever use this bat in a baseball, and that was what they used because that's what I guess the type of bats they used in the I guess I would say the late 30s and early 40s. But the League of Their Own type of thing. She played
Right.
with in the baseball league with the women. So I know it wasn't the big league, but I mean there were women, there were leagues
Right.
around at that time. Softball wasn't a thing back then. It was baseball. So and thank you, thank you, Kong. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's head on over a little bit to Tony'sPicks.com as we all hail the Queen as well here today.
Good morning, Latifa.
And Doubles is here today as well. I'm wearing, no, this is a Padres pullover. I'm in the baseball mood. Mindy, ready for, talk about the game tonight. And also because there's been talk, of course, about getting ready for the season. We're here, hearing Tony trying to prep us for it a little bit on the show. Get ready. It's just right around the corner. But, we'll pick our spots because obviously we'll have NBA and NHL. I don't know how you're going to approach it. You're the executive producer, but like I said, I probably would imagine maybe we'll knock out some of the non-contentious teams in the regular season, maybe of the NHL and NBA, and start to focus a little bit more on baseball anyway. We'll see. Maybe just a
Yeah, I
select
mean,
number.
it's going to be new for us, right? We haven't been around this time of the year, so we'll see how
Good
it
point.
goes and what we can do to make it better as well. But yeah, like Ramon said, we were thinking about Tuesday off going forward because that way we always make sure we get Monday Night Football and football season. Tony says you guys like to gamble on Friday night, so that's why we'll make sure Friday's a priority, and then usually a light card for baseball on Mondays, or I mean on like Tuesdays, Thursdays sometimes as well.
I had 5 winners last night for
Yeah,
plus 308 units. Probably Sam Murdy, 8 winners for plus 251. Tim Irwin won his only 2 plays. Another winning day, another undefeated day.
right.
Tim Tiffany had 3 winners for plus 190. Daniel won his only play, and Collins had 3 winners. Ben Ruhala, he's the hottest right now at Tony's Picks with his plus 1,100 units over the last 7 days. I'm right there, 1,000 units over the last 7 days. Nick Martini, one of our newest cappers, plus 741 units. Tim Irwin right there, good percentage. Collins is up there, Ralph and Tony T as well. For the last 30 days, I'm up 3 dimes. Tony's up 1169. Nick Bartini up 741, and I'm up there for the year, as is Nick and Mindy right there as well for since the start of the year on the leaderboards here. Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and get signed up for the premium picks. We're going to give out some, well, I don't want to say our second best pick here, Mindy, but I know that over at the website, you'll have your best picks in your
Right.
premium pick packages. And well, I don't mean to be flippant about it. I get your second best here on the show with me. But when we add it with my picks and we agree, that strengthens our pick. And
That's
so
right.
that's kind of the, you know, motive of our show, right? If you will. And maybe it's a good time as we, I don't know, this might be like I said, the last Tuesday, but so the basis of the show, right, is, uh, we have our premium picks, which are absolutely our best picks. And then here on the show, we still go over every game, and Mindy's going to give me her, it could be her best pick of that game if she doesn't have a premium pick,
Correct.
or her second best pick on the game if she has a pick on the side or total, because we have to pick every side and total. I come prepared and ready with my picks. I have not made any premium picks yet. I'm waiting for Mindy to make her pick,
Right.
and then I will pivot if I already have a strong feeling about a game that I want to save as a premium. Then I'll go with a different with a side or total. But if I agree with Mindy, that gives us a premium consensus pick, and we market it here on the system as well for sale. But you get them right here free on the show. So I don't know. I think that's just a little summary of what we're doing here with the show. It's tough because I was reading some uh, chat. Mindy, we're giving
Yeah.
out every single game, right? So
Right.
that does kind of make it a little bit. I'm not saying difficult. We're going to make a pick on every single game, but probably not going to replicate our winning percentage with our premium picks. And I guess it shouldn't happen that way. But when we come together with that consensus, that makes us feel a little bit stronger. What you got today?
So yeah, I'm in real heavy today in the 13 game NHL card. So far, I have a 7 pack of plays, and then 3 in the NBA, 3 in college basketball today. So pretty excited for the card. Should be a good one. So yeah, you can always definitely pick up our guaranteed packages. With that, if I don't lose, if I don't win 2 out of 3, then you get your credits back on your account to either go with me again or hit Ramon up for some free plays, or not free plays, but discounted plays, let's just say. Not that he is on a discount. That's not what I mean. But that you get your credits back. That's all I mean.
I'm cheap and easy. So hit me up in the Discord if you want some other plays. Hey, I got, hey, I want to say it's slim pickings today, Mindy, but we got the NHL. We're going to preview every game. We've got the NBA. We're going to preview every game. We've got college basketball. We're going to preview every game. So I don't know where else we can come up with some picks. You get a lot of picks here on just about every single game. So Ron's ready to declare himself the winner of the bracket challenge after coming off the weekend. Mindy, you look at the standings of the Morning Steam bracket challenge, and Ron has a 2-point lead in the competition. I'm in last of the competition, but well, I don't know. I really was confident, and I thought I would win. But
Right.
I tried to get a little too cute with. I think like I was gonna talk about the what I thought was the best strategy, and I didn't even follow that strategy. And I thought that maybe
Going against your own strategy.
yeah, you're right, because I went the smaller the pool, the more chalk you should pick. And I'm not saying Ron did that exactly. You see some of his, sharp picks in there too with his underdogs. But I could have avoided last place if I just would have taken some of the top seeds, or not top. But we've seen some disasters here with some of these teams. We've seen the matchups for the 8 games this weekend. Mindy, uh, I, you want to go? Creighton's going to win it all. Obviously, is what you're picking, right? And
Well,
I've got San Diego State. Hey, we could be meeting in the next round, by the way.
well, that's right. I mean, it's one of those that I'm really happy with how it, how it worked out for Creighton. I think they have a really good shot here. And I don't know if they're going to cover that 10, but I think they have a really good shot of, finally getting through. Because this is where they would have probably had to play Arizona, the spot, and this is one I didn't think they were going to get, even though they only had lost Arizona by 3 before. But I think Creighton's playing some pretty good ball. They looked really consistent the last 2 games, so happy with where they are.
I'm not even in Parlay J's area code at this
Right.
point. Look at this.
Jeez. I know. He's buying steak dinner. I think that's what the deal is right now.
I'm happy with the day that we win a tenth of that. But such is the nature of the high volume handicappers that we are, and we don't play any parlays. So that can always. But again, that was just as a two teamer. I mean, that's pretty good. Probably,
Yeah, it is.
putting it in there 3 dimes or something like that. I don't know what he had, but sounds like it. So Jamal's here today. Hello. We're almost ready to start the picks here. See if anybody, if I make sure, I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody.
Scotch is still putting up a
Oh,
fight, he said.
okay.
You're going to have to wrestle that dinner away from me.
Yeah, it's not over, right? We know the standings are just separated by a few points. Mindy's there too.
Yeah, see, we could, save ourselves a little bit of prize money.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's only fair.
Funny.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Oh, maybe Parlay J might be suggesting that maybe we have to come up with, and maybe I'll have to come up with Mindy's dinner money, you guys. So if Mindy cashes lunch, breakfast, or dinner, we've got to come up to pay to buy Mindy. That's we won't
Okay.
let her just save her own money. We gotta buy her the prize as well. I think it's only fair. So, oh, look what Kong said here. Have you looked at the prices, Mindy? Is
I
there
have
any
not. I mean, futures is
value
not
here
something
if
I
I told
normally
you?
Futures is not something I normally do. I mean, I do probably one or two, maybe a year kind of thing, but it should be something that I do more often, right? Because, I do like the strategy of taking some team that you think can, go through 2, 3 rounds and hedging back on them there a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, yeah, maybe. Here's the thing. I mean, futures are quite often talked about, but I think very few people actually end up following, right? Because, you know, unless you got look, $100, $200, $500 on a baseball long shot in April. I mean, you're basically, I don't know. $500 might not be a lot to you or I or someone else, but someone who's just a small time gambler, tying up a little bit of money for 6 months. I could only imagine only playing long shots, right? If you're gonna do that, small amounts of long shots, or because I don't know. Maybe someone wants to put down 5 dimes at the Dodgers at 5-2 or something. If that's what they want to do, but Mindy. So if I told you right now, Mindy, that Creighton was 10-1, what would you say?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair right now.
San Diego State's 40-1. Of course, they have Alabama. They're in their
Yeah, and that's going to
matchup.
be
So
a tough one.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. I'm
All right.
rooting for your team, though, Ramon. I'm rooting for them, even
All
though
right.
they're Alabama in the championship and all.
Colin liked the price of that one. Anybody want to know? Okay, how about maybe I'll just rattle them off here. We'll get show
Okay.
started. Uh, Alabama plus 325, Houston 4-1, Texas 15-2, UCLA 8-1, Connecticut 9-1, Creighton 10-1, Gonzaga and Tennessee 11-1. Those are the group of favored teams in the next matchup. Then you go down to Kansas State 28-1. They're an interesting lot, aren't they? Arkansas 33-1. Another interesting dynamic with that team. Michigan State. Don't forget that. Let's hedge on emotion a little bit. How much did emotion play in that win for Michigan State? Right, we saw Coach Izzo. Uh, you know, with tears after the game, and we even mentioned it, Mindy, before the game a little bit, saying, hey, this might be a spot. Remember, we were kind of ready to say, hey, after 2 or 3 games after the tragedy, the regular season, it's still a place in their hearts, but then to get now to where they're at, they can, I think, use that inspiration a little bit. I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think there's any avoiding that. San Diego State from there, I said 40, Xavier 40-1, FAU 50-1, Miami 50-1, and Princeton 150 to 1. Here's big meat here today.
We have the meats.
Get ready to go over and start the rundown here, Mindy, with the picks today and get started with the NBA. Hope you guys like this card. I don't know. Moneyline Mills changes. I
Yeah.
like that. Moneyline Mills. The acronym also multi-level market MLM. Okay. Let's get it started. Get ready, everybody, with your comments and stats. We did see some great conversation initiated, I believe, in the chat on our first game by Walking Spotted Bear, talking about this matchup. I was laughing a little bit. I was like, man, Walking Spotted Bear's got some great comments on this game and some great. Um, insight on this game. Unfortunately, the game is the Wizards and the Magic. Still, they were great insights in this game, and uh, there has been some action here coming in on Washington this morning. I'm sorry, on Washington this morning, but still the Magic it's a pick 'em or so. I think right now I am seeing also some ones out there for the Magic, but Washington has taken the steam, and there's also some steam on the under this in this game. But right now I'm showing 225 and a half, so maybe it's gone back up a little bit here.
Well, the Wizards have just outshot the Magic here all season. They're 4-0 against the spread in their last four here as well. I like the Wizards today. They're putting up 117 a game compared to the Magic, about 113. I do like the Wizards on the road today. So is that what the Walking Spotted Bear had? The Wizards?
Let's see. He said that the Wizards have won the last 7 in this series, with 4 of those being at Orlando. The last time Orlando won in this series, they were 2-point favorites. The line being high says, let's see, last matchup, Kuzma was the leading scorer. He's out. Suggs was unproductive, didn't start. Orlando 0-5 is short favorites. So he's got a lot of notes on this game, and I think it's got to be Orlando, he said in there. That's the way it sounded like, but I think he was waiting for us. Then they watched Tony's video, and Tony said Orlando is tired. Washington plus the 1. So I don't know. It sounded like he did the
Maybe
flipperoo.
Tony changed his mind a little bit, maybe, or
Yeah, maybe that was it. I don't know. He's not Walking Spotted Bear. Maybe couldn't make the show, so but that was his last comment. So Ron Hahn on the Wizards here. Ziggy's on the Magic. It looks like we're gonna probably not have any consensus already here when you think about it. But here's Scotch on Washington, Brent on Washington. I don't know. Washington doesn't look too special here. I like this one though from Gary Player, showing his age. Gary Bullet. He's got the bullets. And for anybody the uninitiated, I don't know. It's only been 15 years. He's on Washington. That means he's on Washington. The Washington Bullets. Although there is an Australian team still called the Bullets. Kong's on Orlando. So it's going to have. Ron took the Wizards. I mean, this thing right here's another Magic. Mindy, this one's all over the place.
All over the place.
I probably should take the challenge here because of
everyone's all over the place.
Right. But I won't. I'll give out another play here, and it's going to be right there. The only one to suggest a total is Parlay J, and Parlay J and I are in agreement. I like the under in this one with Washington and Orlando. Wapik is here, and he's reciting those same stats that you guys were talking about. Oh, he says this is a first half stat. He says Orlando Magic 5-0 last 5 first half. Okay. And Kong talking about the injury report. And yes, I would think that with, Kuzma, he's definitely out. Porzingis is probable. So that was, missing the last game. And then Orlando, Jalen Suggs is out. So I will take the under in this one, Mindy. Now it's down to 225 as we speak. So think this one is dropping. I had 224 on the half, 224.5 on the screen. Maybe it was a premonition because this one seems to be moving lower right now as we speak. Doesn't look like steam too much here, but nonetheless moving lower. I'm showing the biggest square book on the internet at 225, and so is the book right down the street.
All right.
So, all right. Thanks, Gary, for that. And I like seeing him rooting for the Aztecs as well. I don't know. This is the point where they always lose, so I don't have any uh, faith in them. But I don't think they're without a chance in this one because of, like I said, about the game against Furman and agreeing with Charles Barkley. They are, and I've said
Men against children.
each time. Well, each time we did talk about the Aztecs, I talked about their being one of the oldest rosters in the country. So. Daniel here with my man Mobley, 8 rebounds and 15 points. I can remember, I've talked about on the show that, the Mobley brothers' dad was in my graduating class at Helix High School, and I was, I'm not good enough to play. I was like a reporter and an announcer guy, right, at all the games. And I would say, Eric Mobley, when he'd score the basket. He went on to play at the University of Portland
Fun.
with Spoelstra. With Spoelstra, they were on the same team, and now Mobley, of course, his sons went to USC, and he's still on the staff there now as an assistant. But he wasn't always a basketball coach. He also was a community police officer, a community officer, though not I don't believe a clothed officer, a uniformed officer. And Gary Confredo's here. Bodun is here. Here he is. All right, Ron, we'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, Mindy. So Mindy's on Washington, and I am on the under. Let's keep this show going right now and go to the Pistons and the Hawks. The Hawks they're not 13.5-point favorites. They're 14.5-point favorites, Mindy. The total is up to 238 in this one.
Can I have the Pistons and the points again, please? Hawks are still ranked 5th in scoring. Pistons 27th in scoring. I know the Pistons, they do shoot better from 3, so I'll give them that here. But, it's one of those with the Hawks. I always think of them as being my tired team when I watch them play. I'm going to go ahead and take the Pistons on this one.
I mean, it's, 14.5 now. Maybe they're starting to buy that 14. I'm showing it now 14. We might get 14.5. We might get only 14. I don't know. I'm taking it with you.
Okay.
Here's the problem. I mean, Detroit has a bunch of players out. It's really
haven't they forever now?
No, I agree. I mean, that's why you're seeing it as high as it is. I mean, but they've got 5 players out for sure. But some of them have been a little bit long term. Only the recent Burks, Duran is out right now as well. But DeJounte Murray questionable for Atlanta. Jalen Johnson out. So, bad teams. This is one where we kind of, maybe these are the games that are going to get knocked off here if we get into baseball. But I like Detroit too. So I don't know if I can't not go with Mindy. That would go against the concept of the show. So let's take Detroit plus 14 points and get us on a premium consensus here in this one. And let's see. I know we're going to have some comments on this.
No, I don't like picking against Ziggy.
I thought you'd think we wouldn't have any comments on it, right? Who really? But okay, Gary, nice. Oh shoot, okay. Oh, and did I miss some plays from earlier? Ferner, I like the whiz. Sorry about that. Thomas Lewis. Butterscotch on the Pistons. I think Kong is saying under in this game, but he could have been the last game. I'm not sure. Ziggy says he took the Hawks at 12.5. Fair enough. That line definitely was 12.5. We're not going to hold it against you that it's gone up now. Uh, I think Ziggy's going to tell us the truth. And, I think he's not looking for winner, attention or the best price. I mean, it definitely was 12.5. And anybody who's going to get on the Hawks is going to get on it at that better number. So, Brent, kind of agree there. So, Ziggy's got all of his picks here. Screenshot it if you want right now. Ferner will take the points with us right away. So, not hesitating. Jamal likes the over. Steam came in on the under. Again, maybe because the Pistons, can they really crank out enough points, Mindy? If you're looking at a final score here today, you'd have to think somewhere in the range of, let's see, 125 to 115, of maybe, 127, 117. If you throw in our preference there of the Pistons. Can the Pistons? They're going to have to if it goes over. Do you think the Pistons can get 117? I guess you do, Mindy. Although we didn't pick the total, but and Tyrone says Detroit. It's been a bit of a dumpster of late. All right, and Kong says under and Detroit 8.5. First half and plus 4.5 first quarter. Okay. All right. Terrell says the Hawks never cover. And but I think they are. I think they are a little better at home, but as a double digit, I mean, quite honestly, one of the certainly they haven't been favored by 14 points in any game this season, right, gang? I mean, I didn't look that up, but I don't know. They're 15-25 as a favorite. That's one thing. Neither of these teams are any good at getting numbers, but we're on Detroit here.
We're on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. People want this game. This is a game of the night, according to everybody. Right?
Oh goodness.
So everybody's worried about Trae Young. I really don't see him on the injury report. I know what you're talking about. It's certainly, and Mindy talks about the Hawks and their fatigue factor.
I just watched that. I mean, whenever I watch him, he just looks tired. I don't know. Maybe it's just, just. I don't know, just his body language. I don't know what it is about it. They just look tired at the end of the game. So we'll see how it goes. -9.
Cavaliers and Nets. The Cavaliers are road favorite here, -3, and the total 218.
I'm going to take the Cavs today. 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 there, following a straight up win. Cavs 2-1 over their last 3, putting up 115. Nets 0-3 now, only scoring 101. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cavaliers here at the -3.
All right, I'm going to balk on the Cavs just because road favorite is not the best situation. Well, road isn't the best situation for the Cavs. They do pretty well as a favorite, obviously, but that's a lot of times, mostly at home, that they are so strong. The road hasn't been as kind to the Cavs. I've talked about wanting to be on the Nets moving forward. Yeah. Especially as a dog, maybe I'd lean that way. But I'm going to end up I'll take the under here in this one with the Cavaliers and the Nets. Mostly Brooklyn at home, 14-19 to the under at home, and a pretty steady under this season. So I'll take the under here. What are you guys doing on this one? Let's see here. Well, there's Ziggy. He might be on the under in this one. Not sure, but here's Gary with the Cavs. And Kong says Nets first half. Probably just a money line play, I would imagine. Yeah, they're getting probably 1.5 or 2 points. Kong does like the over here, though, is going against what I was suggesting. And here's Butterscotch. He's on Cleveland. Brent's going to have his numbers for us, and he's got as a tight game. Yeah, I've got to like the under here. Again, Brent says his totals. I don't know. I
I think
see
you have
Brent.
to use his
It
total.
made me go back. It made me go back and look at Brent's totals on those because he kind of discredited himself, and I don't want him to do that because I think there has to be some credence to your numbers, Brent, because in the games where you that are expected to be low scoring, your totals are accurately uh, coming in the same range. For example, some of your games might be showing in the college ranks, maybe those low scoring teams where it's like 125 and your predicted score is, around 128, 130, 123, and a high scoring game where maybe the total was 144, your predicted scores are coming out in that 138, 146, like that. So that's what made me like, maybe these are good totals.
Well, look at the 80 and 80 yesterday in the first game off the board in college,
Uh-huh.
right? I mean, so there's something to it for sure.
Yeah, I think he should, you know, I don't know.
I mean, you can
Those
work
are
with
his
them to
numbers.
see where your variances are, right? And maybe just use it as a tool. And if you don't like it, then you just stay off of it. But
Oh no, yeah, oh
you
yeah,
know,
we all do that. I mean, I know. I think Mindy. I don't know. I feel like Mindy stays true to her. I mean, the
I
results
do.
speak for themselves. But I mean, I've heard her say, I've heard her throw it out before too. As we all have some, I don't say personal biases, just personal observation biases, right? Where, yeah, I just watched that team; they're not going to do that or whatever. Jamal has an under.
It was
Okay,
mostly Furman, right? I wanted to believe that Furman, my number said that Furman was going to beat Virginia. I wanted to do it. Yeah, I mean, but sometimes, like you said, sometimes you're like, I'm just not going to play it, right? I mean, my numbers say it, but I'm not going to be on it.
yeah, and don't fret. I mean, look, I mean, you could eat, there usually the numbers, right, a power rated number is going to come out close to a final total, which is going to come out close to a final score, but that doesn't mean teams that have a total of 150 don't end up playing a game that's 120 once in a while
Sure.
because everyone sucks at shooting or whatever.
Right.
Thank you, Lucky Power. Okay, so uh, Mindy, we're looking for a consensus play here after the Detroit game. We are on one so far. Let's look at San Antonio. Here's another team where another bad team with injuries, and that's where we ended up. I don't know. I hear some frustration, but uh, for some of the NBA right now from the chat a little bit. And, we got on all those underdogs, all those bad underdogs the other night with mixed results. But what's going to happen here with the Pelicans as a big double digit favorite of 11 and the total 233?
Oh, I don't know, Ramon. The Pelicans, they were in form of where I thought they were going to be, last time. They did get the loss there versus the subpar team. Pelicans are not my favorite, but I don't know if this is a kind of a spot for them or not, especially being at home. I'm just going to go where Ziggy is. I'm going to take a look at the under in this one. Both teams 1-2 over their last three. They're scoring basically in like the high 120s. I'm going to go under that 233.
Both teams
I
are.
mean, I take that back. Combined, they should be scoring in the high. So I have it modeled out at
Yeah.
228.
Oh, okay.
So I
Combined
kind of
over the
missed, yeah, total
220. Okay.
combined.
I thought
Misspoke.
you said 120s for some
That
reason. I was
is
thinking
what I
240.
said.
No, because I want to go under, and I want to go under with you. The steam came in on the under here. Yeah, I think when these two teams, you think that you look at the numbers for, the way these teams talk about the Spurs. I mean, they give up a ton of points, certainly, but New Orleans, they do have a tendency to play some defense, and against a Spurs team that has all those injuries, I they are the list is significant, no doubt about it. And look at that spread. I mean, Mindy, if anything, this game opened as low as some books had it at 7. The big online sports book had it at 7. I know that couldn't have lasted very long, but it wasn't like it wasn't at least 11 at some of the books when they opened it later. But you have just several players out tonight for San Antonio. They're not named players necessarily because this is San Antonio, but they are significant players to the Spurs lineup: Vassell, Collins, Sochan. So uh, several players out tonight. I think that's kind of put me into the space that you are on this one, going under. It's dropping rapidly.
Yeah, from what, 235
What do
ish?
I have listed on screen?
233.
Okay, because I mean now it's already it opened as high as what, 235 and a half, maybe even 236. Right now it's 232 and a half pretty much everywhere. So knock another half a point off of that. We'll get on it as soon as we get off the air here and take the under. Respect the steam. This is steam that I'm chasing here, folks. Under Spurs and Pelicans. Mindy and I consensus play. What does the chat have to? Ziggy's so fast uh, on his plays. I don't even know if he's talking about this game or the last game.
This
He
was
just
this game.
it was okay. I'll
Yes.
ask you to make sure.
That's why I said I was going him. I saw his comment come up
Okay.
as I was reading. So
But Corday's on the under as well. I'm seeing a lot of first halves and a lot of first quarters here. And here's an overplay, though, here for Solo. Hello to Solo today. Jeffrey Linton under, however. Latifa says it's now up to 12 and a half. Ferner on the under here. Doesn't want to be laying any points with a bad team like I don't say bad. I mean they're just barely under 500, but they haven't been as good. Obviously, later in the season, I think once the momentum, Mindy, for New Orleans, once the momentum of Zion probably not coming back,
yeah.
kind of settled in, that maybe that took a little bit of air out of their balloon, so to speak. Ferner says, does anybody here do live over unders? I like to do live, more in big games. Really, I mean, when there's so many games going on, and you're a high volume player, you're already pretty much locked in. But man, I
I do
don't
only
mind.
if I have like a free bet.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've seen my brother lose way too much money on live betting. I'd be at his house. He's like, live bet, live bet. I was like, what? It's like doubling down on his losses. Maybe he's just a terrible live better. I don't know, but that's just kind of something I've always stayed away from.
Well, it's only because I look at it as I like to play. I like to draw that middle village
Right.
that you talk about, and just start playing it back and forth with the swings, especially in a football game. That's what I like to do in live betting, not
Yeah.
necessarily chase
I'll take +5 here and +5 here, right?
if you can get it right. So um, I think that's the way I look at it more. Just trying to get that middle if you can. If you're not involved in the total, for example, on Monday Night Football, I'll be like, I'm going to play this one live and just try to get it back and forth and back and forth. So, all right, let's take a look at another. So we got another play there. All right, Mindy, I made a joke a couple of days ago or last week that if the Celtics and the Kings met in the finals, they'd probably sweep them because the Celtics look so dominant. But now that I see it on the screen and I see the Celtics a 4.5 point favorite and the total 239 and a half, I want to hear what you have to say about this.
Oh, so that total's even gone up a little bit, it looks like.
It got steamed. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings. They're 5-0 against the spread the last 5. We all know they're playing pretty decent ball here for the most part. Both are 2-1 over their last 3. Kings are just scoring more points right now. Kings still rank first. Celtics rank second in points. We all know that. But yeah, I'm going to take the Kings at home. Give them a little bit of home field advantage in this one.
All right, Mindy, I didn't mean to tip my hand there a little bit with the intro, but I'll say this. You know what? If the Kings and the Celtics met in the finals, the Celtics still might sweep them. But tonight, I would think getting 4.5 points, I'd like to take the Kings. Maybe just a little bit more of a tough ask here in a regular season game. Yeah, the Celtics looked dominant against the Kings in that game in Boston. I thought they put them away pretty handily. But 3,000 miles away, just another regular season. I don't say just another regular season game because these are definitely two, you know, top teams, right? I think Mindy. I think you could throw the. You got to give the Kings a chance in the playoffs a little bit, given the success that they've had this year. Maybe they're not up there with Denver. Maybe they are. I mean, get into a little series with them. Why not? We don't think, I'm not putting anything past the top teams in the West just because Denver, uh, is so strong. So, talking about the game last night there, Mindy, against the Jazz. The Jazz did a nice job. So, yes, a back to back, but and I'm sure that that's part of the spread right here. But I'm not too worried about it. I mean, they were in Salt Lake City. That's about as one of the shortest trips around in the NBA for traveling. So I'm not too worried about this. I'm going to take the Kings with you plus the points tonight, and I get it. Yeah, that was tough to swallow the way they the way Utah kind of took over that game a little bit, no doubt. And Brent says they look bad. They look bad. So we're not going to just say the Kings are terrible right after we're in fact, if anything, right? Uh, the Kings are a good enough team that we'll expect better from them tonight. Could have been a look ahead. Knowing what happened in that last game at Boston, I hope so. But I'm going to take Sack, and so is Butterscotch. And Kong says it's a back to bounce back. Darren says what we just said. Yeah, maybe. That's right. Yep. That's what look ahead is all about. Now we know we got some sophisticated bettors in our chat, but you know what? We've got some. I don't want to say novices because anybody who's stuck around, they're learning. We're all learning every day. That's the great thing about. That's the fun thing about handicap. There's never enough. We're always learning. We're always learning. But I know that some of our chatters are kind of getting the feel for things and how maybe a look ahead works. Maybe we'll see that tonight. Let's take the Kings. All right, final game in the NBA. It's the Thunder and the Clippers. The Clippers are 6.5, 238 here. 238 with the Clippers at home. What say Mindy Hahne, the Midwest Premier Sports Handicapper?
I say the Thunder. They're scoring 118 a game here on their rolling average. Clippers here ranked 18th now, 113 a game. Thunder 9-1 against the spread the last 10, and they're 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games overall here as well. Taking the Thunder and those points.
I'm tripping out about. I never said that on the show before. I'm tripping out about the total moving up higher. Aren't the Clippers here at home? Don't we think? Does anybody pay attention to how I say every game the Clippers? I agree. One thing is that trend has kind of started to fade away a little bit. It's still 9-26 to the under at home with the Clippers and Kawhi's in the game, but I'm going to agree. Let's see what we got here with Thomas Lewis. He says he's got OKC. Here's Scotch Lock, OKC. I'm on OKC.
Scotch Lock, there we go.
Story. We got some others, though, on it here.
Corday likes the Thunder.
Ziggy on the Clippers.
Ziggy.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's respect Ziggy right on that, but he's going to be in the minority here because I think and Brent's on him. Brent's on OKC too. No doubt about it. My man Norman Powell probably out for this one, it looks like. And for the Thunder, they don't have anything on the short-term injury list here. All their injuries have been kind of long-term, so I'd call them full strength as far as their immediate roster here. Ferner, Thunder, right, Mindy? I mean, it's just yes. Your numbers may point to it as well, but I would point to the fact that we've just done so well with the Thunder, and
right.
Quite frankly, everyone does, right? Everybody has a little nickname for them. They've been, handicappers love this team. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, you got a team that's basically 15 or 16 games over 500 against the spread this season. They're also 29-17 as an underdog this season. They've been one of the best teams to make money all season. The Clippers just 16-19 against the spread at home. We're on the Thunder again. That's a look at the NBA. We got some plays.
We do. We got 4.
4. Wow. Okay. Okay, it's a neat little college card with 4 games. We're going to go in chronological order and not tournament order. Hope that's okay with everybody. Meaning Mindy,
Sure.
meaning you and everybody else. But we've got all 4 games. So different formats. 2 of the games will be played in Daytona Beach, Florida, and 2 of them will be on home sites. We'll start off with North Texas and Oklahoma State. The Mean Green on the road going to Gallagher, Iba. And the Oklahoma State Cowboys 4.5. The total 123.5.
Well, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go over that short number. North Texas 7-2, the Mean Green in their last 10 following a win, and 6-2 following that ATS win. Oklahoma State here, they've been not so much an over team, but I think they can go ahead and get it done here in this one. I have this one actually really close. I have it over by about 3 points. That's why it's not one of those. That's a huge premium for me. Just missed out on that short total yesterday as well. Landing right at about the number. I think this one's going to be another tough one here. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the total just by a bit here.
Okay, I get it. I mean, low total, and I wanted to hear what you had. I was going to intro the game by saying I thought this looked like a high total for a North Texas game. Brent Cook, though, he's got it kind of what we were talking about there, 134. So maybe I could see what he's talking about there because I'm tending to think, wow, I'm scared. I mean, North Texas games. We think of Alabama. We think of Houston, right, as a team. Virginia, another one. North Texas totals were lower than those guys all season long. This is a high total, actually, and maybe that's why Mindy, her numbers might point to it as well. Yeah, but Oklahoma State, we know that they've, certainly can produce. So, but Solo says what I'm saying a little bit here with maybe that they have. But again, we have to take into consideration that North Texas, much weaker conference, right, for those games, for those numbers, if you will, as far as how they produce, because Oklahoma State, they were, probably more of an under team than North Texas was. And maybe North Texas games were unfairly rated low. They ended up going over quite a bit in some of those games that had those low totals. It doesn't mean they were high-scoring games. It might have been, but you guys saw it. I mean, they had totals that were like 115, 118, 120, and the game would end up like 121 and go over. It wasn't like it was going way over.
Right, just barely.
Here, 123.5. Terrell Riley says the line could be going up. Watch out. Brent says, hard to take North Texas here. OSU's kind of in a scary. I'm on North Texas, you guys. North Texas here with Solo as well. So Mindy's on the over. I'm on North Texas. All right, now we're in Daytona Beach for Eastern Kentucky, a team I think they're getting a lot of attention right now at this tournament. But Southern Utah still a favorite here, up to -4 now. They were -3. The totals dropped to 155.
Well, I'm going to take a look at going over this total as well. It's pretty similar to what I see in the last one. On their numbers from yesterday, I have them going over by about 3 points. Both teams here play pretty similar styles of ball too. So I think they should be able to go ahead and continue with that trend over the last 2 weeks here. Southern Utah, they're 6-2 to the over, 4-1 to the over after a straight up win as well. Going to go over this big total here today.
All right. Well, Steam came in on the under. That's why you see the move. I'm not sure, maybe one way or the other just yet, but again, I want to talk about the fact that this isn't the NCAA tournament, right? And I think the defenses come to play. We've obviously seen it. Yes, after I put the stat in there, 11-33 to the under, it went 6-2 to the over the next
Right,
day.
right.
But I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's going to necessarily be a true reversal. It might even out here from the stretch. Maybe that was an effect of what you see in first and second round games, particularly because you have uh, really only two or three matchups where you have 8 and 9s and 7s and 10s, and you have as the seeds grow out, the dividing. And I want to shout out somebody right now. I know she's not watching our show, but anybody who's a fan of hers, and Mindy, you might be, or you might not even know this, but Taylor Mathis, man, she's getting raked over the coals by PC groups, just ridiculous. She went in to talk to a bunch of kids. If you guys saw this on the internet or on Twitter, Taylor Mathis, a nice handicapper, a good handicapper, she goes in there to help her sister teach a second grade class, explaining the differences between seeded teams in the NCAA tournament, using the NCAA tournament, not talking about point spreads or gambling, just filling out brackets with second graders just to teach them about math, teach them about second, 1 seeds and 16 seeds, why one team would be better than the other, kind of trying to explain to second graders. They don't know what a point spread is. When I was young, the brackets were the coolest thing. You see the
Well, you
brackets,
want
right?
sometimes want to play with your family as well and have something to root for. And like my nephew, he's 9, right? He loves basketball, and so he wants to be included in everything as well, right? I get it.
So shout out, maybe someone can tag this or something because we follow each other on Twitter. She's a big star, and well, we're big stars too with our group. But I'm in. I just wanted to make it public that I am in support of Taylor Mathis. She got fired from her job over at one of the Las Vegas sports books for doing this because she got called out by a politically correct group, and I'm really mad about that, and I think it's gone too far. Okay, enough of that. But it does tie into what I was talking about between those unders in the first 2 rounds. I'm tying it all together, putting a bow on it, Mindy. When you had 1s and 16s, 2s and 15s, even with the upsets, and all those games going under in cases of some of them 10, 20 points under. Maybe now, though, with the cream rising to the top a little bit, even the Princetons of the world, I think we can see. I mean, these Ivy League teams, they do it time and time again. I mean, there's no, you know, yes, they're the Cinderella, but again, they're an Ivy League team, and we always see an Ivy League team somehow fight their way through sometimes to the Sweet 16, particularly Princeton. So, okay, here's Moneyline Mills on Southern Utah. And let's see, I saw another one in here. Uh, Butterscotch are going with the over in this one. I'm going to be on Eastern Kentucky here. Here's Thurman, Oklahoma. Oh, that's on the other. Sorry about that. Thurman was a little late on that one. Here's Brent with his numbers on the game. Says 63-59. So that one, right, Brent? That would
Eastern
be
Kentucky.
one that, if you were going strictly on numbers, didn't have an opinion, probably a pass. I would. Oh, no, no, no. He's got Eastern Kentucky winning the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. Hi, John Todd here today. Good to see you, John. Thanks for coming by. Yep. No doubt Eastern Kentucky has a little bit of fatigue factor, but they're the ones that are getting the kind of the talk right now, it feels like, Mindy. They're they're getting the public momentum a little bit just because they've been so exciting. Yeah. Okay, Tom. Yeah, it's not. I like Eastern Kentucky here. I'm not worried about the overtime factors in this one. Probably should. I will take into consideration, but getting the points, Colonels have been exciting, and we like chicken. Okay,
I
here,
do.
yeah. Mindy's on the over, and I'm on Eastern Kentucky. All
I
right, now
still
we're going
prefer
out to
the crispy over the original recipe myself.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. My first job, KFC, as a 16-year-old.
Mine, you
And
want to know? Blockbuster, my first job.
oh man,
I'm
half the
getting
people in
5 free rentals a week. I know so many movies, I tell you.
half the people in a chat don't even know what you're talking about.
Probably not.
I don't know. For a gambling chat, though, I think
We
we're a
could get
little
some,
more.
40-year-olds.
Yeah, I watch a lot of different chats. I don't know. I feel like our group's kind of a little bit older than maybe because of me and you. Me, I'll say me. I'm the boy, but uh,
Uh,
anyways, you just said you worked at Blockbuster. I don't have to say anything else, but uh, of course, who used to not go into Blockbuster a couple times a week,
right.
get some movies and some games too, right?
Yes. I mean, like, we held all the Nintendo games at the time, all the PlayStation games. Yeah.
All right, well, Mindy's favorite court, MacArthur Court. Here we got the
I
trees
hate
all
McGregor.
over the place.
I had to watch it
Um,
again, yesterday? 2 days ago?
and
Yeah.
Oregon's favored tonight by 4.5 now. The total 133.5.
Yeah, just because I hate that court, I'm gonna go with Wisconsin. Badgers here, 5-1-2 against the spread the last 8 versus a team with a winning record. 3-8 in the last 11 here for the Ducks, following an ATS win. I basically kind of have this modeled out like a virtual tie here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the points. I like that I'm getting, 2 buckets here. Also, you have a Wisconsin team that's better from the free throw line. I think that might, tip it to their hands at the end of the game here as well. I'm going Wisconsin.
All right, Mindy, on Wisconsin here, and I'm going to go over 133.5 with Wisconsin and Oregon in this one. Like I said, I think that less emphasis on defense in this tournament rather than the big tournament. So for me, you have a Wisconsin team 9-3. Remember, this is at Oregon, like we said, 9-3 on the road to the over. And Oregon's been pretty consistent to the over all year. They're also 12-8 to the over as a favorite. I'll go over. Mindy's on Wisconsin. I'm on the over. Wisconsin and Oregon. Getting down to the end here.
Yep, that's right.
We're going to be down to 4 teams here in just a little bit, and we'll see who advances to New York tonight as well with these two.
Championships.
And we're down to the last game and the last teams in the CBI tournament. And Charlotte is favored here by 3. The total 124. I cashed last night with Charlotte. Mindy is a premium play in that game against the Panthers of Milwaukee.
Yeah, and I cashed with Radford. So look at that, right? So 2 cashes going against each other. I'm going to go over the total though in the Charlotte Radford game. The over is 4-1 in the 49ers last 5 overall. Also 4-1 in Radford's last 5 overall. I have this one going over by about 4 points. I think it's closely rated. Again, all of these I thought efficiency wise. I mean, great matchups here today. I'm going to go ahead and take over the 126.
And I'll try Charlotte here again tonight. And I will go with the Charlotte 49ers -3 in this one. You guys are back. You guys are we put them right down another road, Mindy, with the talk about the video chains. Here comes Thomas. So I think he's going to be on. I think he's on Wisconsin here, and money line. He was working at McD. I think I invented. I took I took a KFC biscuit and I took a center breast and I took the bone out and I poured some barbecue sauce on it and I made a sandwich. I should be retired on the island somewhere. And they didn't have that product, but now every place has different sandwiches. And
That's right.
Thomas Lewis will take Radford here. Parlay J says, hey, check out that injury report for Oregon tonight. I whiffed on that a little bit. I know that Richardson was questionable, and can't remember the other guys. I passed that game up, but sorry about that. Not going to go back now, unfortunately, and review it. But here's Brent Cook. He got his numbers here in this one, calling it very close. So Charlotte's favored, though. I'm not sure what to make of that necessarily. No, Charlotte's the favorite, Brent.
Yeah. Charlotte's a -3.
I'm not talking down to Brent. Charlotte, your bigger conference, right? Doubles. I hope he wasn't. I'm sure he will work the desk, but we could tease doubles and say, "What was he, a pin setter?"
Right back in the day.
Ziggy says Popeyes is better than KFC.
I don't know. I tend to like the Popeyes sides better than KFC.
The rice and beans. The
Yes.
rice and beans is a.
I love the sides. I love the Cajun mashed potatoes and gravy. That's like my fave there. But I always prefer KFC's secret 12-spice recipe.
Let's look at college basketball. Mindy. Yep. It's 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, okay, 11. There we go. Me and the details. Oh, goodness.
Mindy's sneaking another extra. The Colonel's
pepper. Had to be pepper.
Yeah, the Colonel's not going to be happy with you. Okay. Did you guys ever watch on YouTube the Indian tribal people try food? There's a video series where they take guys from an Indian tribe and they have them, try different. They go to like Buffalo Wild Wings. They go to like all these places. They're all like tribal people that have not a primitive lifestyle. It's but
kind of right.
A little bit right, and they're like. They go to KFC and they're like, look at the Colonel, like this man right here knows what he's doing. All right. Latifah's ready. I'm ready. It's a big, long card, and we got to get rolling on it. And this is the NHL, so we should have big. This seems like money right now. Okay, we're doing well in the NHL. I went 3-0 in premiums last night, by the way, in the NHL, but our numbers are the best in the NHL as far as our different sports on the show, Mindy. So,
and it rhymes. Doing well in the NHL. I like it.
Oh, the goalie computer. I better fire it up here, but I think we could be okay. Anybody has any ideas of what's going on with the goalies, let me know. Started off here. And with the Blue Jackets on the road against the Caps. No, they can't all be blockbusters.
Get it?
The Capitals have been taking some action here. They're up to 240 off an opener of about 225. Total 6.5 over 15. Now that might be up about a few cents as well to the total over.
Well, the road team is 4-1 the last 5 meetings. So that means for me, I am going to take this Blue Jackets team here on the puck line today. Get a little bit of maybe plus money. I just marked through it. But otherwise, it's either plus 120 or minus 120. I can't tell.
Probably minus 120. Yeah.
All right. There we go. I'm taking Blue Jackets on the puck line.
Corday is going with the Capitals here. Says that's a homer pick, though, but he's going to lay the puck line. And, Corday, let's just say I'm not going to take a challenge with Mindy here, but it might be it's just to me what we're seeing, Mindy, and maybe the Blue Jackets will come with it tonight. But how many times we're starting to see now, I talked about a few weeks ago, right, how, boy, all these games are 1-goal games. Every, underdog is fighting back. But now all of a sudden we're seeing 5-1s and 6-1s on some of these mismatches. Sure. But maybe I'm speaking more about the
unless you're the Oilers.
$3 and $4 games, not necessarily something here in the 240 line. So let me give out the under as my play between Columbus and Washington here at a 6.5. I would prefer the under in this one. Just Washington 13-19 to the under at home. Sorry, Latifa's going to be against me here. I get it. I mean, we know Columbus is a team that and Jeffrey wants over as well. Columbus they give it up pretty good. We know that. And Washington, well, sometimes they have some scoring issues. I don't know if they will tonight. But anyways, look at this. I mean, you guys are all against me here. Fade Ramon on the total. Oh, I'm sorry. Ziggy's got his play up here. I think I missed that. So it looks like chat's on the over. I'm on the under. Mindy is on Columbus puck line. And Moneyline Mills says you might save a few cents right there as well.
Okay.
Wild at Devils. The Devils minus $1.75. 6 under 15 maybe. I think there's some 6 flats out there as well.
Well, I'll take the Devils today. They need to get back moving. They're 6-2 in their last 8 after scoring 5 goals or more in their previous game as well. They're allowing 3.33 goals a game here. Wild are 2-1 over their last 3. They've been allowing some goals as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Devils here. Hope they can get past that Wild's defense.
Just a money line play here.
Just a money line play for me on the Devils.
Well, pretty big price, but what are you going to do? I mean, you got to pick something, and we don't
pretty big price the other way too, right?
Well, right. I mean, plus $1.50, great value. But if they can't get there, what are you going to, what are you going to do? We just said, what are you going to do? But Latifa says, I don't know. But it's her Devils. I don't know if it's a pick necessarily. Hey, hi, Richard Cole. Hello to Richard Cole here today.
AQS.
Yeah, cool. I don't know what that is. Ziggy's on the over here. I'm on the under. Ziggy's on the over. Let me fix his typo there, he says. So I'm on the under here in this one, under 6 goals. Maybe I don't feel as strongly as the last one here. So, but Minnesota on the road, they've kind of been an under team in New Jersey. They've been I don't know. Let's see. We got Scotch Devils in regulation here today. That's a way to lower the price a little bit. Mindy, could you get behind that?
Sure. Of course.
I'll be on the under in this one, under 6 goals. And Mindy's on the Devils. All right.
Just no overtime. That should be easy enough, right?
Yeah. Here's the Lightning on the road, big favorite, of course, but they're down to 250 now. They were as high as 270. Wow, the action on the Canadians, the way they've been playing so poorly. What do you think?
I like the Canadians in this one. You're like, after they've been playing so poorly, Mindy's pick is the Canadians. But yeah, I'm going to take them here on the puck line, plus 1.5. I like the Lightning. I like where they've been playing. But I think the Canadians can put up a couple goals here at home.
I don't know. I'm just introing the games. I'm on the Canadians with you. This is our first play here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Well, the Lightning on the road, they're just not, they're nothing. They're not the Lightning on the road. Look, this is not the Lightning. This is now the Lightning, right? Oh, sure. Can they, make some noise in the playoffs? Maybe. They're still down 5 units on the road, 5+ units on the road this year. And Montreal, well, they're profitable at home, despite being in last place. So I'm going to take Montreal in this game on the puck line with Mindy, especially at just a minus $1.15 or so. I like the Canadians, and this is a spot where I'm interested in the Canadians. As Ziggy says, if he had to take a pick, he'd take Montreal. Well, Ziggy, you're not hosting the show, and you don't have to take a pick.
Mindy but if you have to, like us, there we go.
So let me take one for you, Ziggy. Let me make the call, and we'll take Montreal. Richard, though, says there is no other option here. You have to lay the Lightning here. Montreal, yeah, they've been bad. They've been bad of late. Butterscotch on the over. that's what I see, Mindy. I see, a road team that can win a game 4-3, and always feels to me a little tougher to get that empty netter on the road. I like the what Butterscotch is saying here with the total for sure. Latifah's on. I think she's on the over in this one. Reese is on the over. Montreal's with us. Montreal's with us on Jim. No, Jim's with us on Montreal. Plus 1.5. Yeah, I'm on Montreal, and I like what you guys are saying about the over.
Same.
The six. Make no. You could go back. Look, you can look at my NHL numbers. Like I said, I went 3-0 last night. My NHL numbers are really crushing right now. And I like to go under 6. I'm just tell you, you don't even know how to buy my picks. I go under 6.5 a lot. I go over 5.5 a lot. This is a 6.5 I'm going over. So don't always think that I'm going over probably in this one, Mindy. I don't want to give it away if it's a premium, but I like the over in that one. Let's take Montreal, though, as our official play here. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Mindy. It almost feels like cheating in a way, doesn't it? This line is not 300 now. It's actually down to 280 with Boston. So, yeah, look, we've been pouncing on Boston. We've been saying, let's get them when they're let's take them when they're 150, 160. Today they're 280. I don't know what you want to do with them here, but like I said, it does almost feel like cheating to take Boston time and time again. But what can you do?
Well, I mean, I just think it's funny every time I see Latifa say how much she hates Ottawa. Cracks me up every time. I actually have the Bruins on the puck line here today. I have them at minus 1.5 goals. We'll see how this one goes here today. So I'm taking the Bruins plus 1.5.
Ziggy says he wants.
Bruins minus 1.5.
Yeah, Ziggy says he wants Ottawa here, and I don't. I don't. I want what Reese is selling. This looks like I talk about the 5-1, the 5-2s, or whatever. This feels like it to me, and the fact that it's gone down to 280. In fact, one online book offshore has 274. So I think that's value. I think it's value. I mean, if the Bruins were 300 before and now they're 275, that to me, I know I've talked about value on this show occasionally and try to determine. Some people just throw it out there because if my number is 400 and it's 300, I might say, well, that's value. That I don't agree with that necessarily. That's perceived value. To me, value is if it was 300 before, now it's 275. That's value. That's like going to the store and the loaf of bread was $2 and now it's $1.50. Of course, that must be 20 years ago now. But no, I guess we could bread that too. But anyways, here's Butterscotch saving me from talking a bunch of nonsense by saying Boston is a Scotch lock here today.
I just know when I first started driving, gas was 86 cents. I used to be able to find, change on the floorboard of my dad's car to get me a gallon.
We're on the Bruins here on the puck line. And yeah, I mean, I've got, what can I say, Mindy? I've got this one probably closer to 315 myself. So that's value. Jeffrey's on the Bruins, he said. And Latifa might go with the minus 2.5 here or even minus 3.5.
Oh, my goodness, Latifa. Going after those Senators.
Do you have that at your book, Latifa? But again, just 1.5 is minus 120 or so. So that's good enough for me. Predators and the Sabres. The Predators on the road here, an underdog. Sabres, a home favorite now up to $1, close to $1.50 now. 6.5 over 20.
Well, I'm going to take a look at the under. I kind of have this one pretty closely rated. I don't know. I tend to maybe tip a little bit here, to the Predators. But I'm going to take the under. I like it a little bit better. 4-0 in the Predators' last 4 games, so playing on a day's rest. Under 4-1-1. Predators' last 6 Tuesday games as well. Going to go under this total, 6.5.
Mindy, under the total 6.5, she'll have regret. She'll want to pull back her pick when I tell her that I want the Predators on the road here in this one, and I want them on the money line. I think it's too high to take on the puck line, don't you think? At minus $2 or so. No, I want money line. Ziggy wants money line. Latifah's got her body blue raised arms.
Oh, funny.
And I like Nashville here. That price doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Here's under with Blake. Money line says the times have changed in the gas lines. The regular was 69 and the premium was 79. All right. Premium, I think that's what we call unleaded nowadays. I don't remember.
You're right.
Okay, butterscotch on Nashville as well. Parlay J says though, look, that it is as high as. Oh, I think he's talking about the. Hey, Jeffrey says real quick, what's your pick in the WBC, Mindy? If you want to make a pick, go ahead. But let me tell you that I have this one as my embedded video.
Oh,
the
well,
Tony's website today.
well, we would be foolish if we didn't check out your video.
Aw. Well,
So yeah,
okay.
watch Ramon's video. You can find it on Tony's Picks on the main page.
Yeah, might not be up there yet, but my sponsor video is the World Baseball Classic today between the United States and Japan. Maybe my intro might have gave it away. I don't know. I don't remember if I was.
It sounds like you like the non-home team, even though they're in the home. It'll be more like a home game via the fans.
I'm not saying anything. Watch the video.
That's what I would guess. That's what I would guess.
All right, Tommy, you got to get one pick from Mindy. I'm trying to make sure we get video views. Sometimes we got to draw the line somewhere, I guess. We distribute these picks to different places. It's kind of a promotional tool for Tony'sPicks.com. Let's be honest. I'll be honest. Okay. Mindy's on the under. I'm on the Predators. Panthers and Lions. The Panthers. Lions.
Panthers and Lions.
No, the Panthers made some interesting moves, didn't they? Talk about the Carolina Panthers. But here are the Florida Panthers.
Is that what I saw?
Yeah. Minus $1.80, 6.5, over 20. Looks like this total's gone up a little bit here.
Let me find it. Panthers, Flyers. Here we are. Panthers are 3-0, scoring 6 goals a game. Is that right? In their last 3. Flyers still, having a little bit of trouble here as of late. I'm going to still go over the total. Flyers are 1-2 in their last 3 games, scoring 4 goals a game there as well. Flyers are also 5-1 to the over in their last 6 Tuesday games, going over the total here.
All right, Mindy wants to go over the total. Flyers and Panthers, and I am going to go over the total in Flyers and Panthers. Ziggy wants the Flyers here, plus 1.5. Latifah says super over. That's the way I feel about it, Mindy. Look, I talked about that game last night with San Jose and Edmonton, right? I said, we were talking about that. Oh, no, we didn't. We were talking about on one of our other shows is what it was. We didn't preview. We didn't have a show yesterday, but we talked about that game, and I said, this game should be 9 goal, right? It'll go over 8 yesterday, and there should have been. San Jose had 3 goals taken away by offside or different calls. I think it was all offside calls, yesterday. There should have been probably 12 goals in that game that ended up being a wild 5-4 game yesterday. San Jose. So I know you guys miss us. We're doing some other shows somewhere. I don't know where they're at, but we send them off to different countries or something, and I think they translate them into different languages. Mindy and I. Okay, Philadelphia
It
and
might show
Florida.
up on YouTube eventually, probably like some blooper reels or something like that.
And so Butterscotch also on the over in this one. So it looks like looks like we got our, I don't know. Could that be our first like real consensus where the chat was like really on with us? It's
I
only
think
a
so.
couple of them here, but does feel like we're on the over here, even at 6.5. Panthers and Flyers tonight.
Hey, Ramon, what did you have in the Wild Devils game, just so I can mark it down before I forget?
I had the under.
Under, okay.
Yeah. Yep. And yep. Okay. Next up is the Hurricanes and the Rangers. And the Hurricanes are no, this is just a wrong line. Or were they ever $1.30? Let me check. I might have made a typo here, you guys. Yeah, it's a pick 'em. It's pretty much always been a pick 'em. Don't know, just ignore that and I'll fix it right now.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers here today at home. They are 3-0, scoring 5.67 goals a game over their last three. Hurricanes 2-1 over their last three, putting up 4 goals a game. I think their goaltending has been a little suspect as of late, like where the Rangers are right now. Taking the Rangers.
Yeah, I'm going to take them with you. Look, Carolina's been, you know, a nice road team. Really like what I've seen from them on the road. Uh, they're not overly profitable. I mean, they're barely a break-even team on the road. But just for me right now, I think where the Rangers are at, I'd rather take them at home here at a pick. I'm going to make sure I got the price right. Yeah, it's definitely a pick 'em pretty much everywhere. So I'm on the Rangers in this one with Shesterkin. This is a great game. Is it the game of the night, Mindy? I think it might be.
Or the
Yeah.
Kraken.
Or the Kraken game, maybe the one in the West, one in the
If
East.
it's just my favorite, is what I'm
Well,
saying.
plus there's 13 games, and you need one East and one West. Here's Butterscotch with the Rangers, but Ziggy's on Carolina. And well, it's a consensus play now for us. And I was kind of like borderline, but I did side with the Rangers eventually. Had it down here as my pick, and the fact that, well, just let's show, like I said, describing how the show works a little bit. If Mindy's on it and I have my lean on it, let's make it a pick. John says first period Rangers, but now we're starting to get a little bit of not a consensus because Ziggy likes Carolina, but well, a consensus majority, let's just say.
Yeah, these Devils fans are going like in the Rangers.
Let's take the Rangers here for another. I don't know what our over-under was today, but I don't know if we're cutting it in the NHL. I thought we'd have more. I'll have some premiums. I know that for sure. Maple Leafs, Samsonov, Islanders, Sorokin. The Leafs are a favorite on the road. They're down to $1.20 here after opening as high as $1.30. So maybe a little bit of move here on the Isles. What do you think?
Well, I think I'm going to go over the total here. Both teams doing well over their last 3 to 5 games here. Their rolling averages look like they're scoring about 3.67 a game. The Islanders 4 goals a game, over 4-0. Maple Leafs last 5, over is 11-2. Islanders last 13, with a team with a winning percentage above 500. So we'll go ahead and take over the total.
Well, I think Reese is going under in this game. He's also going the Leafs. Ziggy wants to take the Leafs. I'm seeing what you're seeing, Mindy, with this game. I'm seeing really two teams that maybe were, more unders beginning of the season, but now of late we're seeing a little bit more production offensively, especially from Toronto. And the fact that they're favored on the road, I think that 6 goals is reachable. I always say that with a 6 because they're Hey, there's nothing wrong with a push in hockey, you guys. Just you can save it for another day.
Right.
Because again, one thing I always say in hockey, I mean, yes, there were 9 goals in Edmonton last night. Yes, there was a 2-1 game as well. But for the most part, the final score is usually 5, 6, or 7, pretty much every time. So 6 is right in the middle of that. I'm going to go over with you, Mindy, and yeah, maybe the Leafs. Here's Scotch on Toronto. Reese says no under with the Rangers. Look, I'm sorry. Oh, he was saying no under with the Rangers game. Okay, got sorry, Reese. Yeah, that's why I ask you guys if you can. I know we're trying to get the picks up there, trying to flash them on the screen to flash the team, one of the team nicknames up there, so I don't get it wrong. What I see is a stream of picks down the side, and then that's why I often ask Mindy because she's able to. I'm talking blah 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 and trying to follow it. She's following it a little more closely, so that's why when I ask, I say I don't know who. I'll say Ziggy. He's always on top of it, right? I don't know if Ziggy he's on the under. Is it this game or the last game? But Mindy usually knows from the timing of it, and I don't quite have the time because she's watching it in real time also on the YouTube, right? And I get a little
Correct.
delay because it
Yeah.
has to go to YouTube and then it has to come back to our software. So I feel like Tony right now talking about how uh, StreamYard works there. Okay. Um, all right, we're on the over here. Maple Leafs
Yep.
and Islanders over 6 tonight.
Over 6.
All right, Coyotes and Jets. Jets are Jets are a 285 favorite. This is up from as low as 255. So there's definitely a move here on the Jets, even at this crazy price. The Jets continue to go up. Man, that might be some sharp action. Could be square, I guess. You know, squares put big numbers in parlays more often than betting a money line.
Gotcha. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the under here now. The under is 8-1-2 in the Jets' last 11, 5-1 in the last 6 meetings here, head to head. I like that number. Gonna go under the 6.5.
Yeah, Mindy. I mean, when I think of these two teams, I mean, come on. How is this not going to be an under game tonight with Arizona and Winnipeg? I mean, Arizona's not going to score, and Winnipeg's going to, they'll get a couple. This will be 3-1, I would think, tonight, Mindy. Okay, maybe it'll be 4-2 or whatever, but Jets are going to stomp the Coyotes here. It's going to go under. The Coyotes are going to have all sorts of issues, I would think, scoring. This feels very locky to me. And but here's Butterscotch, so he likes Arizona tonight. And Ziggy would take the under. Arizona in the under for Latifa. I'm with Ziggy. I think this is a Jets blowout. This is the one. This is the what I was talking the 4-1. Latifa's on Arizona though. And yeah, I Mr. Goalie computer over here is kind of giving me problems. So hopefully I have it right. But if I don't, uh, please feel free to say that if you know of a changed or a confirmed goalie. Hey, I just want to, while we got a moment, or I'm going to take the game off the screen here. I want to pass along some news. I think it was something that was anticipated. It's a little bit of breaking news, though, but just want to mention some NBA news here that's just come out within the last couple of minutes. But it is possible that tomorrow that Karl Anthony Towns could be making his return to the lineup against the Atlanta Hawks. He's been upgraded to questionable. We know he's been out for quite a while now, but right now the news is looking really good for Karl Anthony Towns, possibly to get back in the lineup for the Timberwolves tomorrow against Atlanta. Hopefully he does. Like to see Cat back on the court soon. Okay, back to NHL news now. In our next contest with the Red Wings. They're going up against the Blues, and the Red Wings Blues $1.40, $1.45 maybe, 6.5 over 15. Blues taking action here.
Okay, what do we got here in this one, Ramon? Where's my game? There it is. Well, it looks like I have looks
Too
like
many.
Red Wings all the way across the board here for me. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Red Wings today here. I'm gonna take them plus 115-ish or so against this Blues team that are they're 2-1 over their last three, but still allowing close to 4 goals a game here. I know the Red Wings are sitting at 0-3, but I kind of like the spot for them today. This is a little bit of a shot for me to get some plus money, I think, today.
I'm with you. I think I like Detroit in this game, and I like the fact that the money's coming in a little bit on St. Louis. I think we get $1.25 here, possibly with the Red Wings, and I like that. That's a very fair price to me in this one. Ziggy's on the over. Latifa's on the over. Scotch St. Louis in regulation here. St. Louis, I'm not really excited about him right now. Looks like the backup's in there for the goalies. We'll see. Oh, there we go. Carter Hart looks like the only confirmed goalie I've seen so far on this list. Oh, Samsonov of Toronto. And Hellberg here for the Red Wings is confirmed in for this one. So, okay. Well, that being said, I like Detroit. And so does Mindy. We are on Detroit as an underdog here. Like I said, I think this is a very fair price. $1.25, sign me up. I want Detroit tonight. Butterscotch giving us the bad news here.
Yes. That is correct. But it's the Blues. Blues don't like to win at home, especially like
okay, yeah.
Blackhawks or anyone else. That is
hey, look, I mean, it's not
sub 500.
It's not, yeah. Detroit, they're not. It's not an advantageous situation. I mean, they were blown out. Let's face it. I mean, in that game last night against the Panthers. NBH Woo, where you been? Nice to see you. So, and that was a nice win by St. Louis over Winnipeg. I'm just kind of, bad teams. I'm kind of looking to reverse it a little bit. We know what happened in those last games. There's no doubt about it. I just like this price with teams. I think I don't know. I gotta think they're kind of evenly matched. 145 seems a bit high. All right. Kraken and Stars, our Western Conference game.
Yay, my favorite game of the night, Ramon. We made it.
Okay. All right. Well, the Stars are a pretty big favorite here, $1.55, 6.5. This one's had. Let me make sure because this one looks like it's had a huge move on the over, and I don't think it is a typo. Let me see here. This one opened mostly 6 over. There were some sixes, 6 over 15, but I'm showing now the biggest online book in the U.S. whose stock price has already gone up 5% today. If you know, I don't know if you know which books are trade. I look at sports book stock prices, and I've already seen
That's
that.
where Ramon has all of his funds.
Well, I just saw it pop up on my screen, so now you know what I might have
invested in, right?
Well, I'm just a Robinhood investor. I'm a sports bettor. That's where my money's invested.
So you got all in the GameStop.
At that particular book, this one has gone up to 6.5. So I think there's still some sixes out there, but it's juiced to possibly minus $1.25 or $1.30 right now. So move is on the over big time in this one.
I'm going to look at the Stars in this one. I'm going to take the Stars at home, 6-1 their last 7 there. Stars 3-2 in their last 5 games, averaging about 4 goals a game. Kraken still 1-4, scoring 3 goals over their last 5 games. Taking the Stars.
Wow. Mindy going against her Kraken here and Kraken on the road. But yes, I mean, we got to respect what the Stars are doing right now, don't we? I mean, you want to lump them. And like I said, the Ottinger anything's possible in the playoffs is what it feels like to me, Mindy, with this Stars team. Kraken on the I like teams that win on the road. We know the Kraken does that. And I don't necessarily equate it into this game. I'm just talking about in the playoffs. I'm with Ziggy here. I'm going to go over. Look, in this, to me, this is a matchup where usually I'd kind of look under with, I would think, especially with Grubauer in there and Ottinger, but I think this is going to be more wide open tonight. I hope I can get it at 6 myself, and I'll take maybe 5.5 is probably $1.80. I might do that just to let you know. Here's Butterscotch on Seattle. Latifa says Seattle and over here. Just feels like there'll be plenty of offense tonight. I'll be on the over in this one. Mindy's on the Stars. Seattle can. Sometimes they end up, giving up some goals, no doubt about it. Okay. The Flames last night, well, they looked pretty bad. I had premium on the Kings. Mindy, did you as well?
No, because remember, I gave it out on the show. We gave it out on our other recording, so I did not personally have it, but I did, have the over.
So turn around now. Flames on a back-to-back, and they're laying $2 on the road.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Ducks on the puck line. That's where I'm going to head here in this one. I think they're sitting at about -140. Ducks 9-4 in their last 13 versus a team with a losing record here as well. Going to take the Ducks on the puck line, not the pucks on the Ducks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. I don't, because it does seem kind of crazy. I mean, 215, but the Ducks have been, bad, obviously, but they've gotten a few things done here and there. Flames on the back-to-back. They were close early. Well, it was 4-1 though. There somewhere in the second period. There were a couple games on last night, and I was, watching the Kings look great again. Look very good again. So, yeah, man, Calgary's pretty strong on the road. 215. I could only lay a puck line, and I don't think I could do that here in this situation. I'll go over 6.5. I'd probably prefer to buy it down to 6, juice it up, whatever I need to do. But on the show here, I'll give it out at over 6.5 with the Flames and the Ducks. Ducks 35-29 to the over as an underdog. That's pretty much every game this year, except for maybe a handful. And the Calgary Flames 20-16 to the over on the road. Butterscotch Ducks money line.
Ooh, there we go.
Ziggy under. Latifa the Puckin' Ducks. And Scotch says, is that fade the fire, or is that
Flames?
Oh, the Flames.
I was trying to let you figure it out.
Boy. Woo!
Sometimes the obvious is right before your eyes, and you just can't see.
I should have lied and said, well, it says fade the, and it spelled it out, but it didn't. Latifa likes the over as well with me in this one. I'll just go over. They were the Atlanta Flames. Anybody remember that?
Did not know that.
Here's Jeffrey Linton on the Ducks. Moneyline wants no part of the game.
And I'm spent.
Last one, Mindy.
All right.
The Golden Knights and the resurgent Jonathan Quick, our favorite on the road here. $1.30. Looks like the Canucks might be taking a little bit of the action. The total's 6.5 over 15, maybe even over 20. This total's definitely gone up a little bit.
Let's go ahead and take the Golden Knights here today. I like how they've been playing. I like Quick in goal. I'll take them here minus 135. Knights 7-0 in their last 7 when opponent scores 2 goals or less in that previous game as well. I'm going the Golden Knights.
Yeah, this is a spot where they do pretty well. I'm looking at the action coming in from looks to me like a professional move here, maybe on the Canucks. So maybe just warrants further investigation rather than jumping on with you. But Butterscotch got me tempted here because he likes VGK in regulation here. And, a lot of people just trying to find a way to get on, I think, Vegas in this spot. But um,
But yeah, it moved from what, about 145 to
yeah.
135?
And Butterscotch says the regulation price is plus money tonight. So I'm going to end up taking the over with these two. To me, Vancouver at home. I think that Vegas definitely trends a little bit under 6.5. I'm gonna try the over. Vancouver's still 43-26 to the over this season. A lot of times it's on the road as a dog, but Golden Knights here. People, if you guys like the Golden Knights, I would think that look, love you, Jonathan Quick. You were amazing in the championship, with the Kings, but how you've ended up basically going from a bench warmer to trying to, now, unless the situation changes for the Golden Knights, I mean, trying to, you know, lead this team, a team that certainly is in major contention in the Western Conference. So
Right.
interesting how it's worked out like that.
It is.
On the over here with me as well. So, all right, that's it. That's it. World Baseball Classic tonight. USA and Japan. Like I said, want to I know we're getting teased a little bit and said thanks Thomas, thank you Ziggy's on the under in that one. Talking about giving out the game. We did give it out. I did give it out on that video, and I'm considering the total as a premium. Not quite sure yet. The total is 10 on the game, so head on over to tonyspicks.com. Check out our premium picks. Those are where our best picks are from Mindy and I and the rest of the cappers over at Tony's Picks. There you see some of Mindy's packages for today. Click on the premium picks tab. There you'll see some more handicapper leaderboards as well as the packages for today. Let's see if that handicapper pick is up there. Yes, looks like it's up there right now. That's the leaderboard video. That one I have. You might be surprised. Anybody, like I said, slim pickings out here today. So that leaderboard video, it kind of went off the board a little bit with a play. If anybody wants to check that one out, it's not in any of the major sports, but it is a later game. Not in any of the major leagues. Let's just say that. Ben's got a guaranteed 3-pack with 2 college and 1 pro tonight. Tim's got a triple threat package there, 3 plays, hockey, NBA, and college. Collins, it's 2-turn Tuesday for him. He's got 3 NBA plays. Nick's got his NHL best bet, one of his best sports right there. Nick, always doing a solid job here on the site. Daniel Walasachuk's got his 1 game, $15 discount play in college basketball. Tony T has his chop the bookie up 3 plays NCAA action today. Be interested to see what Tony's. He's been hot, and Mindy's got her guaranteed NBA 3-pack. I know what Mindy likes now, and now I can come in with my premium standby to my subscribers, and my package will be coming up. Anybody wants to jump on board, or maybe get the 2-for-1 capper promotion, put me and Mindy in there, buy one of us and get the other for half price. Who's on discount today, Mindy?
Right? I think it's me. I think the tables have turned. Ramon, he's been the hot capper here as of late over the last, 3 weeks or so. I had been up there before, and so we're ready to get back in there. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll have some great plays here again. And usually Ramon and I, like you can tell, we're going to be on different plays as well. So you don't have to worry about us duplicating, too many of those either.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking about that actually because of the subscription, so the 2-for-1 cap. If you do get that package, and Mindy and I are opposite, I would almost say to go ahead and cancel out the play. But
Right.
I would also say if we do have an agreement there, I don't know if I would necessarily double up on the play as much as I might make it 2.5x or something like that. I would think that that to me makes sense. Again, I stress, I mean, we never really want to go, when you're talking, whatever your unit size is. I know we've had debates on here
On what
what
that's
unit size is, but again, just stick to, one as a base unit and then 1.25, 1.5, maybe even a little higher if you're on a roll. If you're not, or you don't get the best price, you dial it back to, maybe 0.75. It's always something when someone says, right, I want to lay -5 and it went to -6. Hey, when you're giving out a premium play, there's not a hard, fast line to say -5. When a premium play at -5, you're expecting them to win usually by 7, 8, 9, 10 points. It's a
right.
premium play. So if you're used to betting 100 or 200 or 500, maybe you dial it back. You're betting 75, you're betting 150, you're betting 350 because you're not getting that best line, but you're still getting the best play where, we really think that we should beat the line. Our premium play, look, like I always say, Mindy, luck has so much to do with the outcome, and that's
Yeah.
why even the elite handicappers, come in at just 60%, if that, because so close. And again, we might win a game by 1 or 2 points, but when you're making the pick, you're making a premium pick as if it's going to be a winner by, a side is going to be 3, 4, 5 points or more better, a total the same, maybe even 4, 5, or 6 points better in your prognostication. Not that it's going to be that. Nobody knows, right? That's why they play it out. So, Mindy, I don't see the college plays in here. That only means one thing. We couldn't
That
agree.
were on maybe the same side, but premiums.
Oh, I like how you said that. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Hey, Ferner's got a whole card here if you want to screenshot something.
Right.
Look at that. Thank you, Ferner. Jeffrey said USA and under. So we got to
Go
play.
USA.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. All right. Get you on out of here. Thanks, everybody. I didn't look at the number, but I don't think we reached a good number. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
were like
It's a great number every time. Come on,
in
they're
the
all
80s.
great
In the
numbers.
80s. So, not our best, but again, we're getting there. I
Thank you.
appreciate everyone's
Oh yeah,
viewership all the
I
time.
didn't mean it like that. I hope they don't get upset. Oh, we got one more sign off here with my favorite. Thank you, Scott.
Right.
Let someone put the please Scott Butterscotch might do it, but let's have someone put up the green money eyes, green tongue up there every time. That I want to make that like that emoji like part of our brand
Okay. I'm okay with that.
somehow. Okay. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.